Welcome back to our English class. Children, we are discussing The Dear Departed. It's a one act play. And we completed in the previous class The Dear Departed Part 1. In this class, we are going to continue The Dear Departed Part 2 under B reading. And The Dear Departed is written by William Stanley Houghton. Let me have a look at characters before going through the lesson. He is Abel Merriweather. He is grandpa of Victoria, and Victoria. She is daughter of Mrs. Slater and Mr. Slater, Henry Slater, Emilia Slater, and these two are, he is Ben Jordan, she is Elizabeth Jordan. She is sister to Emilia, and these two are daughters of Abel Merriweather. Okay children, see, have a look once here. At the end of the part 1, Mrs. Slater sent her daughter to the upstairs to bring bureau keys. That bureau is related to Abel Merriweather, but she brought it down. She and her husband, with the help of her husband, she brought it down because of that, to check whether he paid premium or not. To check it, she instructed her daughter to bring keys from the upstairs. So she went to upstairs. There she saw her grandfather was waking up and he is getting down. Actually, according to them, he was dead. So there is no possibility of waking up and getting down. But he is Victoria saw that old man, Abel Merriweather, is waking up and getting down. So ran, she came back in a hurry, and she is saying to all that grandpa was waking up and getting down. So they all are in transfixed. Transfixed means there is motionless, speechless and motionless, because according to them Abel Merriweather was dead, but how is it possible to get up and get down? They are thinking he may be alive, or it is his ghost. So up to here it is there in the part 1. Let me see what happened in the part 2. Abel. What's the matter with little Vicky? Here Vicky means Victoria. He saw that Abel Merriweather saw that Victoria came down hurry, and she is full of fear. That's why he is asking what happened to Victoria. What is the matter with Victoria? And he sees Ben and Mrs. Jordan. Hello, what brings you here? How is yourself, Ben? He sees Ben and Mrs. Jordan, and he is asking to them, what brings you here? What brings you here means, what is the matter of your visit? Why are you here? And he himself asked, how is yourself, Ben? How are you, Ben? Because why he is asking like this, without any information, they visited Emilia's house. And because why this all? Because both sisters quarreled each other, and she promises that she never set in food in Emilia's house, Mrs. Slater's house. That's why without any intimation they visited. That's why he was surprised, and he asked, what is the matter, you are here? Abel thrust his hand at Ben, who skips back smartly and retreats with Mrs. Jordan to a safe distance below the sofa. See, after seeing Abel, when Abel thrust means push or move quickly. When he pointed his hand towards the Ben, immediately he skips back. Skips means jump. He jumped back smartly from there and retreats with Mrs. Jordan. Retreat means move away from a place. He moved away from that place along with his wife to a safe distance, to a safe place that is below the sofa. Why? Because According to them, he was dead, and he was dead, but he came down. So that's why they are thinking it may be his ghost. To save from that ghost, Mr. Ben skipped from that place, and he, along with his wife, he retreats to safe place. Mrs. Slater, approaching Abel gingerly. Approaching means coming. Coming near to the Abel gingerly means gingerly, in a careful way. Carefully, very carefully, she came near to her father, and she is asking to father, Father, is that you? She pokes him with her hand to see if he is solid. She pokes. Pokes means push, push. That means here she touched. She pushed him little hard, and she is checking whether he is ghost or he is a human being. So that's why he is checking he is solid or not. If it is solid, if it is possible to touch, he is alive, he is really a human being. If it is not solid, then it is a ghost, it is his ghost. Abel, of course it's me. Don't do that, Amelia. What the devil do you mean by this tomfoolery? See what he is saying. Of course it's me. Don't do that. Don't do like that, Amelia. What the devil do you mean by this tomfoolery? Tomfoolery means foolish or a silly behavior. See, she is touching and she is asking, she is poking, and she is asking, is it you really, father? Like that. So that's why he got angry, and he is asking, what the devil do you mean by this tomfoolery with his foolish behavior? What the devil? It is a praise. It is used to show surprise or annoyance. Annoyance means angry, anger. To show his anger, he used this praise. What the devil? Next, Mrs. Jordan. You took us by surprise, father. Are you keeping quite well? Mrs. Jordan is saying, you surprised all of us. Why he was surprised? Because they thought that he was dead, but he came down, he was alive. So it is surprise to all. And she is asking, are you keeping well? Are you keeping quite well? Means, are you healthy? Are you okay? Then Abel, trying to catch the words. Trying to catch the words means trying to listen. It is not audible to him, that's why he is trying to listen those words, and it is not heard to him, that's why he is asking, huh, what? Mrs. Jordan, are you quite well? Dear father, are you okay? Are you healthy now? Everything is good? Abel, hey, I'm right enough, but for a bit of headache. Yes, everything okay, only only a bit of headache. I am only suffering with headache. That's it. Everything okay. Looking at Amelia. Amelia, what the dickens did I do with my new slippers? After coming down, he is searching for his slippers. He haven't seen those slippers. That's why he is asking what the dickens did. What the Dickens did is also a same. What the Dickens did is also a same like what the devils. It is used when a question to show surprise or anger. To show his anger, he searched for his slippers, but they are not there. That's why he got angry, and he is asking, what the Dickens did I do with my new slippers? Mrs. Slater, she confused, and she is in confusion state, and she is saying, aren't they by the earth, father? Earth means it's a place near the around the fireplace, a floor around the fireplace. See children, here it is a fireplace. Around this place may be slippers, but they are not there. Mrs. Slater confused, and she said, aren't they by the earth, father? Abel, I don't see them. Here them refers to slippers. No, I haven't seen there. Observing Henry trying to remove the slippers. Then Henry is trying to remove his slippers. Where are the slippers? Slippers are worn by Henry. Why you have got hem on Henry? Here hem means them. Why you have got them on Henry? What got on? Got on means wear. Why you wear those slippers, Henry, because those are mine. But why you wore those? Mrs. Slater promptly. I told him to put them on to stretch them. They were that new and hard. Now, Henry, see what she is saying? No, no, Dad. Myself. I myself told to my husband to put on. Put on means wear. To wear those slippers on. To stretch them because they are very new. They are maybe tight to you. That's why I myself told to my husband to wear it and make it flexible to you. They were that they were why? Because they were that new and hard. And she is instructing to her husband. Now, Henry, remove slippers. Mrs. Slater snatches the slippers from Henry and gives them to Hebel, who puts them on and sits in the armchair. See what she did after saying that? She snatches. Snatches means take something quickly and roughly. Means forcefully. She took those slippers forcefully from her husband Henry and gives them to Hebel. So then Hebel puts them on and sits in the armchair. Mrs. Jordan to Ben. She is saying to her husband Ben, well, I don't call that delicate, stepping into a dead man's shoes in such haste. Haste means hurry, fast. Just now he has died, but see how the people are. They are very fast to steal the things which are related to her father. So she is saying it's not a delicate means it's not sensible or morally correct. It's not a correct thing to taking those things which are related to her father. Then Victoria runs across to Abel and sits on the floor at his feet. See here, Abel sits in a armchair and Victoria runs to her grandpa and she too sat beside her grandpa. Victoria, oh grandpa, I'm so glad you're not dead. See what she asking? Grandpa, I'm so glad. Glad means happy. I'm very happy because you're not dead. Mrs. Slater, in a vindictive whisper. Whisper means murmur. Vindictive whisper means talking about someone in a harsh voice. She is scolding to her daughter in a slow voice. Hold your tongue, Victoria. She is scolding her daughter before talking. Once you think. Oh, Abel. Huh? What's that? Who has gone dead? Mrs. Slater loudly. Victoria says that she is sorry about your head. She is covering all the matter. What actually her daughter asked that her grandfather was not dead, but she is covering by saying that no father, she is not asking like that. She is asking about your headache. Here head means headache. Abel. Thank you, Vicky, but I am feeling better. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Vicky means Vicky is Victoria. I am feeling better now. Abel. Why, Ben? You're in mourning, and Lizzie too, and Emilia, and Henry, and little Vicky. Who is gone dead? It's someone in the family? See, he has got doubt. Why all the family members are in mourning? Mourning means clothes that people wear to show that they are sad at somebody's death. Here someone has died. Because of that they are all in black dress. Actually who was dead? According to them, Abel Meriwether was dead, but now he was alive and he came down. He is all right. So he is asking to them who was dead. Here Lizzie. Lizzie means Elizabeth. Elizabeth, Amelia, Henry and Vicky, Ben all are in black dress. He chuckles. After asking that he laughed. Mrs. Slater, no one you know, father, a relation of Ben's. See, to cover this matter also she is saying that no one in our family, a relation of Ben's relatives. Abel. And what relation of Ben's? He wants detail about that. So he is asking what is the relation with Ben. Mrs. Slater, his brother Ben, to Mrs. Slater. He is saying to Ben is saying to Mrs. Slater, damn it, I never had one. I haven't, I have no brother. Then how can I manage with this matter now? What I can say if he has name, some details about him, what I have to say now? Abel, dear, dear. And what was his name, Ben? Yeah, he asked. What is his name? Ben. At a loss. At a loss means puzzled or confused. Now he was in confusion state. What he has to say? Really, he has no brother. Then whose name he has to say? This is it's a exclamation which is used when we are hesitate to speak something. So he crosses to front of a table. He moved a little bit away from that place. Then Mrs. Slater, from the right side of the table, she is prompting. Prompting means reminding the dialogue. She is saying one name to say, that is Frederick. And Mrs. Jordan also, she is also helping. She is saying some name to Ben, that is Albert. Then Ben, he her, once again he is hesitating to say name, and he took half name from the Frederick and half from the Albert, and he added Isaac. So finally he said that name, Fred Alb Isaac. Let me see what happened in the next slide. Abel, Isaac, what? And where did your brother Isaac die? In which place? Ben, in Australia. Abel, rising, he get up from his chair. Well, I suppose you have only been waiting for me to begin tea. I am feeling hungry. So he said that you're all, maybe I am thinking that you're all waiting for me to have tea. So I too feeling hungry. So let me have tea. Then Mrs. Slater, taking up the kettle, I will make tea. She took the kettle and she went into the kitchen to make tea. Abel, come along. Now sit you down and let's be jolly. So now all gathered, they are sitting at the dining table, and he is saying, let's be jolly. Jolly means happy. Have a small talk. Abel sits at the head of the table facing spectators. Spectators means persons who are watching them. See how they sat here. He took the head place. Abel Merriweather and all the family members around him. They are enjoying and they are discussing something. Jollily they are discussing. Next, Abel. Suddenly recollecting. Suddenly recollecting means remembering. Suddenly he remembered. Hey, Amelia and Henry, what the devil did you mean by shifting my bureau out of my bedroom? Henry and Mrs. Slater are speechless. Do you hear me? Henry, Amelia. Now, see here, when he sat here, then he observed that the bureau which is belonged to him is down, is here. Actually, it should be in the upstairs, but how it came down? He is thinking about that. He remembered that and he asked how it came down, who shifted it down. Then when he asked to Henry and Slater, both are speechless. They can't say anything because they thought that he was dead, and that's why they brought bureau down. Do you? Do you hear me? They are not speaking anything. That's why he is asking, can you hear me? Mrs. Jordan, what bureau was that, father? Now she got a chance to ask and know the details about that bureau. Abel, why? My bureau, the one I bought. I bought means he purchased. So he buy it. He purchased it. It's related to Abel Merriweather. So he is saying that it is my thing. Why it is down now here? Mrs. Jordan, pointing to the bureau. Was it the one, father? Abel, huh, that's it. What's it doing there? Huh? What's it what what's it doing there means how it came down, why it is here. Pass. After some time, the clock on the mantelpiece strikes 6. Everyone looks at it. That me, if that isn't my clock too. What the devil's being going on in this house? So this is the place. This is the mantelpiece, means it's a fireplace. She brought clock down and she kept, see here, this is the fireplace, and she kept that beautiful clock which is related to Abel Merriweather, because she attracted to that, she was tempted by it, so she brought it and she kept on the wall of the mantelpiece fireplace. So he observed that also, and he is asking about that, how it came down. Strikes means it is showing 6 o'clock. Dirt me means use it to express annoyance. He is angry and he is asking what the devil's being going on in this house. What is happening in this house? I'm not able to understand what going on. Ben, well, I will be hanged. Hanged means here caught, because he too said he is observing and he is asking each and everything what is happened before his arrival of down. So what he said, he too used something to scold, to say something about that Abel Merriweather. When he came to know that he forgot to pay the premium, then he said that Abel Merriweather is a old drunken. That's old beggar, drunken beggar. So that's why he is thinking maybe there is a chance he may be asked to me also. Mrs. Jordan, I will tell you what's being going on in this house, father. Nothing short of robbery. So she came forward and she is saying that now I will tell you, father, what is happening, what is going on in this house. It is nothing short of robbery. Nothing short means as same as, it is equal to robbery. Robbery means stealing or theft. They are robbing you, they are taking all the things, stealing you. Who are stealing? Mrs. Slater and Mr. Henry. Mrs. Slater, be quiet, Elizabeth. Mrs. Jordan, be quiet means be silent, don't say anything. Silent. Mrs. Jordan, I will not be quiet. Oh, I call it double faced. Double faced means dishonest, deceitful. Deceitful means stealing all the things, not in it, not to be in honest, dishonest, అన్నిటినీ దొంగలించడం, నమ్మకంగా ఉండకపోవడం. So that's why I won't be quiet. I want to say everything to father. You are deceiving, మోసగించడం. You are deceiving our father. Henry, now Elizabeth, he too requesting, don't say anything to Abel Merriweather. Mrs. Jordan, and you too, are you such a poor creature that you must do every dirty things she tells you? She is scolding means she is saying to Henry also, you are also not a good person, you are also dishonest and deceiving, you are also deceiving a person, deceiving others. You are listening to your wife, what she is saying, you are listening to her and you are doing the same thing. Hebel, rising and thumping the table. Thumping means he making sound on the table, and he is saying, damn it all, will someone tell me what's been going on? He was totally confused because he doesn't know anything what is going on, what is happened in the house. That's why he was totally confused, and he is saying, any one of you tell me clearly what is going on, what is happening. Mrs. Jordan, yes, I will. I will not see you robbed. Yes, father, I will tell you clearly. I don't want to see you robbed by someone. Abel, who is robbing me? Who is robbing me? Mrs. Jordan, Amelia and Henry, they have stolen your clock and bureau. Now she is saying everything. What are the things they stole? They have stolen. um they have stolen related to Abel Merriweather, and she is working herself up. Working up means add something to improve, to create, to improve, to she is adding some more words and some more situations to make it very critical. And she is saying, she doesn't know what happened, how the bureau clock came down, but she herself imagined what happened, and she created a story, and she is trying to say that to her father. They sneaked into your room like thieves in the night and stole them after you were dead. See, they sneaked. Sneaked means go secretly. They went secretly into your room like thieves, and in the night, that too in the night, and stole them. Here them refers to slippers, clock, bureau, whatever it may be. And after you were dead, when you are dead, after your death, they came like a thieves, దొంగల్లాగా వచ్చి they tried, they secretly came like thieves, and they stole all the things which are related to you. Henry and Mrs. Slater. Shh, quiet, Elizabeth. Mrs. Jordan, I will not be stopped. After you were dead, I say. She is continuing to say something. Then Abel asked, after who was dead? He doesn't know who was dead. Mrs. Jordan, you? Abel, but I am not dead. నేను ఇంకా చనిపోలేదు కదా. Mrs. Jordan, no, you are not dead, but they thought that you were dead. A pass. After some time, Abel gazes round at them. Gaze means looking at, looked, looked around at them. Abel, oh ho, so that's why you are all in black today. You thought I was dead. He chuckles. That was that was a big mistake. He sits and resumes his tea. So he understood that, oh, ho, you thought that I was dead. So that's why you are all in black. And that was the big mistake what you understood. Then he sits in his chair and he resumes. Resumes means continue drinking his tea. Mrs. Slater, father, sobbing. Sobbing means crying. She starts to cry. Abel, it didn't take you long to start dividing my things between you. I will tell you what I am going to do. Since your mother died, I have lived part of the time with you, Amelia, and part with you, Lizzie. Well, I shall make a new will, leaving all my bits of things to whoever I am living with when I die. How does that strikes you? How does that strike you? See here, he took one decision, he changed his plan, and he is explaining to his daughters. It didn't take you long to start dividing my things between you. After my death, it didn't take much time to divide, to share my things between you. So I tell you what I am going to do. So now I am going to tell you my idea what I am going to do. Since your mother died, I have lived part of time with you, Amelia. So after your mother's death, I lived a few years, a, a span of time, few years with you, Amelia, and a few years with you, Lizzie. Well, now everything okay, it's over. I shall make a new will. Now I am going to change the will. Will means a legal document that says what to happen to somebody's money and property after they die. That means Vilunama. Do you know, children, Vilunama? After death, it will be written in that will to whom died person property belongs to. So I will change that. I will make a new one. In that I will write that everything, the things which are property and things which are related to me, all those belong to only a person who to a person with whom I am living when I die. నేను చనిపోయినప్పుడు ఎవరి దగ్గర అయితే ఉంటానో ఆల్ మై ప్రాపర్టీ అండ్ థింగ్స్ రిలేటెడ్ టు దెమ్ ఓన్లీ. హౌ డస్ దట్ స్ట్రైక్ యూ? హౌ ఈజ్ ఇట్ మై ఐడియా? Mrs. Jordan, you know, Father, it's quite time you come to live with us again. We had make you very comfortable. We would make you very comfortable. See, now she started her plan to say to her father, yes, father, it's okay. So it's a quiet time. Quiet time means it's already late. It's a right time now. It's time completed. So you have to come with us and live with us now. We would make you very comfortable. We will take lot of care of you. Mrs. Slater, no, he's not been with us as long as he was with you. See what Mrs. Slater is saying. Huh? No, no, not like that. He was stayed 5 years with you, but 5 years not completed. So he has to live along with us. He hasn't been with us as long as means 5 years he was with you. So that 5 years he has to be with us. Mrs. Jordan, I may be wrong, but I don't think father will fancy living on with you after what's happened today. So she is saying, yes, it's right, I am wrong, but I don't think father will fancy living on means like to live on his wish safely. It's not safe to live with you. That's why after seeing that what's happened today, after seeing this, I can't believe that he will be safe with you. That's why I'm requesting father to be with me. Abel, it seems to me that neither of you has any cause to feel proud about the way you have treated me. So he declared finally, no, no, don't be proud, both of you. Neither of you means no one of you don't feel proud because you haven't treated me well. You haven't took care of me well. Mrs. Slater, if I have done anything wrong, I am sure I am sorry for it. If I did anything wrong to you, father, I am very sorry for that. Mrs. Jordan, she is to saying, and I cannot say more than that, I too sorry. Abel, it's a bit late to say it now. Now, neither of you care to put up with me. So it's too late. This one you have to realize. You have to realize before, not now. It's too late. So neither of you care to put up with me. So put up. Put up means you have bear, look after. You took a you have you looked after me up to now a lot. Very good. Okay, now it's okay. But to say that sorry, it's too late. Mrs. Slater and Mrs. Jordan, no, no, father. Abel, hey, you both say that because of what I have told you about leaving my money. Well, since you don't want me, I will go to someone that does. See what he is saying. You both say that because of what you are saying, that you are requesting me to be stay with you only because of money. Not mm, you're not really, you're not taking care of me because of only money. You are requesting, you are asking. If you want my money, I don't want to be with you. I will be with the person who, someone that does, who loves me, who really wants to take care of me. I will be with them only. Ben, come, Mr. Merriweather. Come, Mr. Merriweather, you have got to live with one of your daughters. Ben is saying, Abel, why you are speaking like talking like that? You have to stay with one of your daughters. Why like that? Next, Abel, I will tell you what I have got to do. So he is saying, no, no, I don't want to be with my daughters. I have one plan. So now I am going to tell you what I am going to do. On Monday, next Monday, I have got to do three things. Next Monday, I am going to do three things. See, let me see what are those. I have got to go to the lawyer and alter my will. Alter means change. Will means vilunama. Yes, first thing he is going to do is going to the lawyer and change the will. And next, I have got to go to the insurance office and pay my premium. So the overdue premium, he is going to pay that premium. Second thing. And next, third thing is, I have got to go to St. Philip's Church and get married. What is the third thing? He is going to the church and he is going to get married to someone. What are the three things, children? First thing is, he is going to the lawyer and changing the will. Second thing is, he is going to insurance office and he is going to pay his premium. And next, third thing is, he is going to stay St. Philip's Church and he is going to marry someone. Ben and Henry, what? Are you going to get married at this age? He is ready. He is at the age of 70, but he is thinking that now to get married. Mrs. Jordan, get married? Mrs. Slater, he is out of his senses. His mind is not working properly. That's why he is talking like that. Hebel, I say I'm going to get married. Yes, what you listen, it's right. I'm going to get married to someone. Mrs. Slater, who to? To whom you are going to marry? Abel, to Mrs. John Sharax, who keeps the Ringo bells. We have had it fixed up a good while now, but I was keeping it for a pleasant surprise. See what he is saying, we already discussed, we already fixed it for a good thing, for a good time. That whom he is going to marry? Mrs. John Sharax. She is the owner of Ring O Bells. This is the Ring O Bells. It is the name of a restaurant. So he is going to marry her. So they already decided to get married. He rises from his chair, and he is saying that I felt I was a bit of a burden to you. So burden means baru. The responsibility of my responsibility is burden to you. That's why I decided I do get married. So I found someone who would think it a pleasure to look after me. Pleasure means happy. A person, that's why I find a person who loves me a lot, who is ready to take care of me with love and affection. We shall be very glad to see you at the ceremony. Ceremony means a traditional occasion. Here traditional occasion is marriage. So we refers to Abel Merriweather and John Sharax. They are very glad, very happy to see all the family members at the ceremony, at the marriage function. He gets to the door. Till Monday, then 12 o'clock at St. Philip's Church. He is saying up till Monday, up to Monday, at 12 o'clock we will meet there. Opening the door, it's a good thing you brought that bureau downstairs, Amelia. Ah, Amelia, you did very good. You did very good thing that you brought it down, because it will be handier to carry it across to the Ring O Bells on Monday. So andier means it is easier. You have already brought it down, then it is very easy to carry it. Here it refers to that bureau to the Ring O Bells restaurant on Monday, because they are going to marry and he is going to stay with Mrs. John Sharax. That's why he is saying that you did very good thing. You brought it down, then it is very easy to carry to the Ringo Bells restaurant. So up to here it is play. The curtain falls. The play completes. Thank you children. I hope you understood. And here worksheet is given. After listening to the class, after listening to the video, you have to complete this worksheet and you have to forward in the WhatsApp group. Thank you children. Have a nice day.